So again, this is our plan B, and we are solidifying a plan B just so we can not be so stressed about plan A, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of how this goes. Like I was explaining earlier, COVID has really thrown a wrench into the industry in terms of supply for all these companies to get what they need in order to get not only parts for guys like us, but parts for you guys as well. So we are just being forward thinking. I mean, this is Old Faithful. This is Old Faithful. So we have a few things that we need to do in order to get her in compliance with the Formula Drift rulebook. Having the bars connect the strut towers to the firewall, that isn't legal, so we're gonna have to cut those out. Everything else, I mean, dude, like engine's only got like 2-3 events on it. Turbo is practically new. I mean, you know, we did a ton of work on this thing last year, so I mean, even stuff that we need to use, like we'll probably go up to the 2As on the front from Feel, update all the WiseFab stuff, build a rear subframe for it. What we also need to do too is relocate the water and fuel lines and run them underneath the car, move the battery to the rear, and update the fire bottle. Obviously put the sawbelt seat in there. I mean, as cool as that Prisma Lab new seat is, it's not compliant for what we need it for. But our guys over at Nitrous Outlet are sending us over a nitrous kit for this as well. Just help get a little bit more response to make up for the displacement and what we're lacking. I mean, this thing does pretty well at a free-flowing course, but something with Formula D where it's a fast run-up section to a slow down, back up to building more speed, this thing's definitely going to be at a slight disadvantage. What we're also going to do too, we're going to take that quick change subframe that we have mocked up, we're going to get it to fit in here too. So, I mean, we're pretty much already there with this, other than notching the rear firewall, which has already been pretty well recessed up. Sergio just wants to double check and make sure that everything's going to fit. Then that way I can measure out for a drive shaft for this, and that will also correlate into the S14, so I'll be able to make two to match up, and she's pretty good to go. I'll have a buddy rework some of, or at least paint over some new panels of ours, and we'll be racing. Either way, baby, we're going to be there in Atlanta.
Making a new window. Pretty basic, pretty self-explanatory. The other one stopped right here. I cut it out, and I'm just gonna double the area, get more air and more access to. It was always an issue working on fuel cell, fuel pump, anything fuel related stuff.
Right, because the window is pretty intricate. It was like pretty sealed in.
Out and do like.
Well, not only that, we had to pull out all the paneling to get it out apart, and then get to it.
And you were still doing it blind, you know?
Right.
You still couldn't see what you're doing, so this will make it easier.
Tight. What are you doing, you little baby-faced angel?
Cleaning all the grid life out of the car right now. There's a shit ton of it.
What are you doing?
Making a new back bar so you can hit stuff.
So this is crazy. What is this?
This is the Ventec software.
Okay.
Which lets me do all kinds of cool stuff very easy. And I can mess up here all day. And I just go back and fix it. And I love it.
So break it down.
So you pay some money and you get this stuff that lets you save a lot of money later.
Really?
Yeah, I make all my mistakes here. It's awesome.
So you just take your basic measurements and then put it in to the computer then?
Put it into the computer. Drop some points. Bam, and then you can kind of see what you're doing. Print out the templates and bend one up.
That's crazy.
Get more intricate when you're doing roll cages and stuff, but I mean it's a very simple way to save yourself a lot of time in the long run.
So this just gives you the perfect measurement to go where you need to bend, essentially.
Yeah, and if I need to make tweaks, I'll make the tweaks here, and if you're ever out on the road, I'll just bend up another one and send it out to you in case you run out. Start punting people off the track. Just send some more.
We're ready. Technology, baby. 2021.
What room we got?
All right. So, per the Formula D rulebook, we can't have any of the fuel lines running inside of the cabin. So, what we're trying to figure out is how we want to route these. There's a little bit of space down here, as you can see, on this part of the chassis, where we'll probably do Chinga. This Chinga right here. We'll probably do 2 bulkheads and then run the lines straight down underneath. But Sean has some concerns.
Yeah, it's fucking boxed off right there, so we gotta pull the fuel cell out to see what room we have.
Oh, you got to do some work?
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck. Did you see the mess?
I wonder who did that.
It worked for the couple years that it was in there. We didn't have to take it out, all right? Ever. It worked. It's just a mess now.
So we had some more parts of the 15 show up today. Got the tank for the dry sump. Pretty sweet. Not sponsored or anything, but just another piece to the puzzle. Got some stuff for the head. Got all the valve train stuff. Pretty cool.
So then I will trace all the original windows onto the new window, cut it out, and we'll have a fresh.
Got my boy over here. It's coming out good. So Sergio, you're able to use the same plate from the top? Or you just cut it down?
Yeah, I just trimmed it down.
Okay.
So I already have a whole down here too.
So this is pretty dope. I like what Sean's got going on over here. So what are you doing right now?
Just pulling all the old lines off and rerouting them in different areas to see if we can just reuse them. If not, find out what fittings we need so we can remake the lines, make it look better and not a big old loopy queue of fucking hoses. Like this one would have been perfect.
Yeah, it needs to be a 45 or 90. I mean, it's already a 45.
So this one goes straight down. This is the feed. This is a feed. You need one of those those AN Y fittings. So you put 2 of them into one fuel line.
Mm-hmm.
Under the car to the front and connects to the fuel pressure regulator. And then off the fuel pressure regulator is the return. Has to go to your what's that sensor called? Your flex fuel sensor, and then off the flex fuel sensor back to the tank.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 big ass lines, and then we got to make like 3 or 4 small lines. So not too bad.
It's good work, boys. It's good work. Just how I taught you.
I bet you we don't even have to remake this. I could probably just slide this down a
That's
little bit.
what I was telling you. Just move it down a little bit. I told you that.
You did tell me that.
I did.
Good work.
You're right.
Good work.
You're right.
Ingenuity. You need to get 45s on here. 45. Get this one a little longer so it comes over to the side. Meets up on the Y right here. We'll probably mount it like right here. Down to the front. That's your feed. We could pretty much take that one off, but actually I could probably use that hose. But you have the Y fitting here already. It splits off to two because you have feed right here, and this is return.
Right.
So then return goes the fuel pressure regulator, comes out the bottom, and then this one we're taking off and going all the way down to the bottom to the back.
There we go.
And it goes back to the tank.
There we go.
I'm gonna take that hose off.
Do it.
Use that.
Do it. Do it. Looking good. My boys are the best. They're the best. Finalize this. Give me a rundown of what you're thinking for the 15.
So it'll be the same exact setup, pretty much, but just wider, I guess. This will be moved back like 3 inches, and it'll go like more straight down.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else will pretty much be the exact same. Roof wing.
Don't worry about that. But see, this is why I'm so glad that we're going this route. I mean, we're effectively just getting all of the data and all of our layout from everything that we've known from working on this car for so long, and we're still making revisions to it to really perfect our process with the S15, and that's why the S15 is going to be the best car that we've ever made. Ever. It's the best one ever. But for real though, Sergio killed it. I love the shrouding down here as well. Opening up the area gave us more volume for the air to hit the radiator, so cooling will be better. I like that we don't have to like reach up so high for the fuel. It's just right there in the center. I wish we would have done this from the beginning.
I know.
We're gonna reroute
Just
the filler though.
Different perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we were thinking before to like how we came up with that, you know? It was just like...
I remember it was a last minute thing that we forgot to add, and then we just noodled it the remaining time for year after year, and for it not having to be compliant with FD, just kind of us doing our own thing. I mean, it's obviously a safe car, but they have their own particular rule book of what we have to abide by. So, yeah, excellent work. Thank you for coming by as well. Always a pleasure to have you here. You'll be here tomorrow, huh?
Let's push this back.
You're here first. All right, let's go.